Welcome to Facts, Fiction and Faraway Lands, your Friday ticket to wonder, words and the wide world. Why do I have curly hair? Have you ever wondered why some people have straight hair, some wavy hair and others have tight curls? The answer lies deep in your skin, in tiny little tubes called hair follicles. These follicles are like the molds through which your hair grows. They come in different shapes. Straight hair goes from round follicles, allowing hair strands to emerge evenly and smoothly. Wavy hair comes from slightly oval-shaped follicles, creating a loose, flowy pattern. Curly hair forms when follicles are more elliptical, giving hair its signature bounce and defined curls. So, if your hair springs into curls, it's because it's growing out of elliptical follicles that bend the hair as it grows. Almost like how a ribbon curls when you run scissors over it. Also, people with thick hair don't necessarily have more hair. They just have bigger follicles that grow wider strands. So your curls, they're shaped by your roots, quite literally. The meerkat who wanted to see the world. Milo the meerkat was always curious. When his family and friends loved their cozy burrow in the heart of the savannah, Milo couldn't stop wondering about what lay beyond the hills. There must be so much to see out there, he said to his best friend Tilly. Why would you want to leave? Tilly asked. We have everything we need here. But Milo was determined. One morning, as the sun rose, he set off on an adventure. I'll be back before you know it, he promised. With his small bag of snacks and his endless curiosity, Milo began his journey. The first thing Milo discovered was how big the savannah really was. He saw a herd of elephants splashing in a watering hole, their trunks spraying water high into the air like shimmering rainbows. Nearby, a flock of flamingos waded gracefully through the shallow water, their bright pink feathers glowing in the sunlight. Amazing, Milo whispered as he watched from a safe distance. Next, he met a cheerful pig named Wesley who was rolling around in a muddy patch dotted with wildflowers. Wally offered him some sweet, juicy berries. You're a brave little meerkat wandering from home, Wesley said. As the day went on, Milo climbed a rocky hill where golden grasses waved like an endless ocean. From the top, he saw a breathtaking view where savannah stretched endlessly in every direction, dotted with distant herds and shimmering rivers. But as the sun began to set, Milo started to feel something he hadn't expected: loneliness. The vast savannah, once so exciting, now felt a little too big. He missed the chatter of his family, the warmth of their burrow, and Tilly's jokes. That night, Milo curled up under the stars and thought, maybe home isn't too bad after all, and decided to return home the next day. When Milo finally made it back to the burrow, His family greeted him with hugs and cheers. "We were worried about you," Tilly said, her eyes shining with relief. "I saw so many amazing things," Milo said, "but nothing beats being here with all of you." From then on, Milo loved sharing stories of his adventure. He realized that exploring the world was exciting, but there was something even more special about the place he called home. This week, we are continuing our flight to the Czech Republic in Europe. As you know, the capital city of Czech Republic is Prague. In the middle of the city of Prague, there's a building that looks like it's dancing. It's called the Dancing House, and it's one of the most famous buildings in the Czech Republic. Why does it look like it's dancing? Well, it was designed to look like two people waltzing together. One part of the building is tall and straight, like a man in a suit. The other part is curly and wavy, like a lady in a dress spinning on the dance floor. The dancing house was built in 1996, and some people thought it was too funny looking. But now it's loved by visitors from all over the world. People take pictures, go to the top floor to see the city, and even eat in the fancy restaurant inside. So yes, buildings can dance if you have a big imagination and some very clever architects. Close your eyes and imagine a world with no cars, no trains, not even planes. Long, long ago, around 3000 BC, people found a new way to travel across water. They built the very first ship. But wait, these weren't the big cruise ships we see today. The first ships were made by tying wooden planks together like a giant floating puzzle. To stop water from sneaking in between the cracks, they stuffed the gaps with dry grass, reeds, and animal skin. Clever, right? The Egyptians were amazing shipbuilders. They figured out how to use sails when the wind was helpful and row oars when it wasn't. That way, they could float with the wind or fight it if needed. Then came the Phoenicians, who wanted their ships to be fast and fierce, like race cars on water. So they built warships with rows and rows of oars. Some ships even had two levels of rowers, one sitting above the other, rowing together like a perfectly timed orchestra. And far away, the Chinese added their own magic. They built ships with strong hulls and many sails, making the ships stronger and faster than ever before. Today, our ships are powered by engines and made of steel. But if you look closely, you'll see tiny pieces of the past still sailing with us. Oars, sails, strong hulls, all passed down from the amazing shipbuilders of history. The word for the week is tomfoolery. Let's spell it. Tomfoolery. Tomfoolery means silly or playful behavior, the kind of mischief people do just for fun. It's not meant to hurt anyone, but it can sometimes be a little too much. Example: imagine your class is quietly working and two friends in the back started balancing pencils on their noses, making funny faces and giggling loudly. The children turns around and says, "Enough of this tomfoolery, let's get back to work." It's like saying, "Enough of this silly stuff." So the next time someone is acting goofy just to get laughs, not harmful but a bit distracting, you can say, "Stop all that tomfoolery." That wraps up another magical stop in facts, fiction, and faraway lands. Until next time, keep wondering. If you loved today's journey, don't forget to tap like, hit subscribe, and share it with your family and friends. Let's spread the magic of learning. Bye, Story Explorers. See you.